Welcome to this month's Euangelion on the topic of family. It's kind of a sensitive topic for a lot of people. I was surprised at how many people that opted not to record theirs yet. Perhaps they will in the response video. That's cool, and you're welcome to do that as well. Yeah, people share with me, Kelly, do you realize that I didn't grow up with an ideal family, or I'm estranged from them, or it's sensitive and all this stuff. And hey, I feel you, and I've got my own version of that, right? But we're really not looking for a cookie cutter here. We just want people to be authentic in their share and to feel safe in sharing or not. And so we don't have as many people on this one as we normally do. But you're certainly welcome to share in the comment section, post your own reaction video on what family means to you. And I believe that family is something we're all drawn to in some way. Whether it's a community of basket weavers on Thursdays, or a church, or maybe corporate culture where the employer gives you health benefits and a turkey at Thanksgiving maybe, and people stay in their job because they enjoy the people they work with. It's like a family. There's all kinds of different ways people live together, move out in the country together, all these ways that people seek to fulfill family. And that's really what we here at Church of Sacrament are doing, is we're providing a safe container where people can just be family, and whatever that looks like, and do what we believe family, be who we believe family is to be, and to evolve with that, because we're always changing, each of us. So room for all. So I invite you to sit back and enjoy this month's Euangelion on family.
Good day. Merry Christmas. Happy Yule. Welcome to you. I bless you. I greet you. I thank you for attending to me and to the Church of the Sacrament's monthly Euangelion. This month we are speaking on the topic, concept, idea of family. And our many speakers will touch on various aspects. But I want to talk about the concept of family, and how we apply that concept, and who we apply that concept to. In my work, in my studies, I have come to accept that humanity is a single family. Every human being that has ever lived is a part of one family. I mean, how do we decide what family is? For the most part, it's the idea of relationship. The idea of a group of us that live in a certain house, that share a certain name, that claim a particular heritage. A group that refers to a common history. We consider us a family. After this is done, I will be driving to go visit with my sisters in Gatlinburg. Right now I'm in Brownsville, Kentucky with my woman's family. So I'm surrounded by the idea of family. It's fluid, right? A year ago, Nina's family I didn't consider them family, and today they are. So when I think about this idea of family, and I think about the connection that underpins that idea, I think about this planet. I think about planet Earth. I think about the soil and the elements that make up my body. And I think about the soil and the elements that make up the body of every other human being that has ever lived. And in some way of looking at it, you can see that the planet Earth, is the womb of humanity. We are all born forth from this planet. This planet is our mother. And if this planet is our mother, then each one of her children are brother and sister to the other. That would mean that the entirety of humanity shares the common parentage of this planet. This planet is the mother of humanity. And that would make all of humanity one family. If you know what family is, if you in your heart have a sense of those that you love in such a deep manner that you consider them your family, then you know what I am begging of you, of everyone. I am begging for you to transpose that love that you feel for your mother, that you feel for your brother, that you feel for your chosen friends. Transpose that love to every single human being that has ever lived on this planet. If you can hold that, if I can hold that, if we can all hold that idea, then we would share like families share. Then we would support each other like families support each other. What is this idea of war, of borders, of my resources, not your resources? We're one family. It's one planet. This planet is all we have, and all we have are each other. And if we can share the abundance of resource that this planet provides, then we can all live fruitful, fulfilling lives where we can search for our own individuation, our own individual sense of self. We can find that self-actualization that comes from being supported by your family. Like I look at the person that I am today, and it's because my sisters, my mother, my father have laid out energy and attention and resource so that I could develop along my own chosen paths. And they sat back and supported and applauded and watched me grow. And now I'm doing that for my nieces and my nephews. But what if we all did that for each other? What if this planet truly acted? What if humanity acted amongst this group, acted amongst ourselves like we were a family? What could we build? What could we create? This really is the thing that enlivens my spirit. This planet, as I have come to know her, I refer to her as Silva Sophia. And for me, Silva Sophia is the mother of humanity. She cradles us. She protects us from the ravages of outer space. We are in her womb. The atmosphere of the planet is a womb for us. Let us treat our brothers and sisters, let us treat all of humanity as if it's one family. Let's try and love each other, take care of each other, and support each other in our growth. I thank you for sharing your time with me. And I invite you to, as you walk through your life, as you walk down the street, as you drive in your car, as you go into the supermarket, to see all of those people around you as a part of the single family of humanity. The single family of humanity. 1123-5843-7189, 8876-4156-2819.
Family. It's fitting that we're doing this video in Hayes Valley at a children's park. We like to go to parks with our children, and one of our favorite things to do is to play Monster. They love it. Monster means I'm usually the monster. Sometimes Sean and I are both monsters, and we catch the children, and then they get like a 20-second prison or timeout or freeze. There's lots of variations of it, and they love it. It's one of their favorite things to play.
So our family consists of Timothy and me, and we have 3 kids. They're biologically mine, and they are what to you, babe?
They are as dear to me as my own children, which include Gabrielle, who's 21 in college, and Alexandra, who lives with her mom in Sandpoint, Idaho, who just visited. And I love Eden, Harper, and Caleb, the other 3 children, as if they're my own.
So Timothy and I have been together about 2.5 years now, and there are a couple different definitions of family that I think about. Family is kind of, in a way, home to me, and home can mean different things as well. So we run a community home, and that includes part of our family, and it includes people in our community and friends who are all part of our life in raising our kids and exposing them to a lot of different people. And we've been really blessed to have super amazing people live in our community home over the last couple years that really love and adore our kids. Before I filed for my divorce, I was in a more traditional family unit, but there wasn't the happiness there that I was seeking, and it was a struggle for me to be able to leave that relationship, and it was a 10-year relationship, and I'm so glad I did, because the sense of family that I have now with Timothy and with the children and with our home is way more than I ever hoped or could imagine before.
And for me, it's a perfect fit because I divorced the mother of my children when they were about 9 and 7, and then had them on the weekends for about 4 years, and then left Idaho to come to California. And when I met Shauna, I did not expect to fall in love with her and her children, and love is a mysterious thing. So it led me to having, if you will, a second chance at being a dad with that age group. And I find my purpose is definitely fulfilled by being in a father role, a parent role. And I would add that, as Shauna was saying, family can also include what we call tribe. And for us, tribe are people who integrate with our family system, add to it, and the love expands. And so we're often having people over to the home, playing with the children, potlucks, cuddle puddles, really encouraging people to drop into innocence and play and self-expression. And one of the things I value about Shauna as a mother is that she's taught me a lot about the value in being minimalistic with our no's and letting go of control and allowing the children to express themselves however they need to in the moment, and really allowing them to find their own inner guidance, asking them questions. Well, what do you think, as opposed to answering their questions directly or telling them what they ought to do.
Yeah, and Timothy has brought a lot of structure to our home, and one thing that's been revolutionary in our family is that I never had a partner before that backed me up and that was on the same page in providing guidance, day-to-day everything with the children. So Timothy and I almost flawlessly work together on our parenting, and the kids can't divide us, and they know if they ask Timothy something that that's going to be my answer, and if they try to get a different answer, we call them on it, and that's been really, really great for the kids. So I really encourage all of you in relationships with a partner to really back each other up with the kids. It provides so much more stability for the home, that they're getting one message from both the parents. And sometimes we talk about and flex, our answer, but not often. It really provides a lot of security, I would say, for the kids.
And we both have backgrounds in counseling, so it makes it a little bit easier probably than other people I've parented with. And my background is in family coaching, so I really coach people who are about 13 and up to 30 years of age and their family systems. And it's been just such a pleasure to step back into ages 11 and down. Just so much fun. Their personalities and watching them grow and learn and explore. I must hear the word Timothy, my name, 15 times a minute. And most of the time they're really interesting questions that the children are asking. And I call them my three little gurus, because they definitely, in many ways, are the biggest instruments I have right now in my personal growth, as are my own children, Gabrielle and Alexandra.
One other thing I really want to mention around family is that there's something I refer to as soul family as well. And this has been really, really important in my life and my ability to be seen and also see other people. And just, we're not always given the family, or we don't always find in our family the connections and the love and the depth at the soul and spiritual level that many of us are seeking. And so we've really developed a soul family of people that really love and care for us and see us at our highest selves and support that. And that's been such a blessing and a difference in our lives, not to just rely on the family that we were born into to meet all of our needs, but to explore and include family. And that's one thing that most people say when they come to our home, is that they never want to leave because it's so comfortable and so free and so loving. And I really try to bring that space into the world for people to feel comfortable being themselves, and however they are is okay. And people do that for me too, like Timothy.
Thank you for listening, and hopefully there was something that was useful to you in your own family system, your own tribal existence. I would definitely say that a lot of our various families are built on self-expression. So we have a dance family, we've got family that is more in line with children and playing, and we have a family that we call soul play that Romy if you're listening, Romy and Noah are instrumental in creating, and all of the other people that go to this festivals, there's 3, also feel like family. So.
And kids are welcome at the Fall Soul Play Festival. So it's really wonderful to integrate our kids into adult worlds back and forth. And it's been a blessing both for the adults and the children. But I would say more on the adult end than I ever really expected, that the adults really get so much out of being in relationship with our children.
In closing, I'd love to invite you to Dance Camp's New Year's Eve festival, and children are welcome there. Our children will be there, and we'll actually be working with the kids. So.
And we'll also be presenting Enlightened Masculinity, which is some of the work that we do, is helping men develop intimate relationships internally with themselves and also with other men. And so they're not just relying on women for intimate friendships in their lives.
All our love to you. Bye.
Family. Yeah, when I think of family, I hear dogs barking. Think of my family of origin. For me, family meant a lot of things. Some of it are pleasant in my memories, and some of them are still feel hurtful and perhaps a bit unresolved. And it's interesting because this topic for family, there were so many people. I usually just ask a handful of people, hey, do you want to be featured in the Euangelion on this topic? And almost always people are, they're honored and they say, yeah, and on this one, not that people weren't honored, it's just, it was really hard for them on this topic of family. I was really, really surprised. There's so many, no judgments, just, a lot of people were just, there was a lot of resistance to family. So anyway, so I just want to be sensitive that family means a lot of things to a lot of people, and conjures up memories and associations with that. I talk about chosen family that I choose, not the family of origin that I was born into. It's more of a role of relationship, less of a title of, or an entitlement of, siring a child or, carrying a baby in your womb. I'll do respect to those magical choices that played their role in me being here now. It's a different family that I'm choosing to give my energies to more than my family of origin before. Family for me growing up was, as I've said before, had a lot to do with church and was centered a lot around religion. Like I just texted my mother this morning, Merry Christmas, which in Christian world is like, by saying Merry Christmas, you're like, professing some kind of faith in Jesus. So I kindly offered that to her in a emoji graphic, and her response was, that Jesus died for us, and God sent His Son Jesus and to save us, and just a couple of one-liners. And okay, I just said thanks. I said thank you, or sent her some hearts, and yeah. But growing up, it wasn't like that. That was how it was, but that was just kind of unspoken because we all followed that belief system. For me, family was, besides being centered around, religion, and that's what I carried into my own family and my marriage and my family of nearly 20 years. It was all around, the threefold cord, the two people and then with Jesus in between, And yeah, but other than that, growing up, it was, for me, I was like the low man on the totem pole, and I knew the least. I felt inferior to everybody, and I was just kind of in that role as the youngest child of two in a family of four. And yeah, dinner table, family, we ate dinner a lot. My mother stayed at home most of those years, and my dad, self-employed, he's a builder, and come home and spank me for something that I did or something like that. But anyway, got spanked a lot as a kid. That's a family memory. We did some table games and stuff like that I remember for 1 or 2 winters. That was really a cool gathering thing, the dinner table. I can remember and that was good. It was kind of fun. But the meals, I remember smiling or laughing once. Actually, twice. Once was Thanksgiving, and I actually have a picture of that. And then another time when my dad shaved off his beard, and because he was getting corn on the cob stuck in his beard, and we all kind of thought it was funny, and then he went and shaved his beard off. He had it for years, and just kind of as a dry humor thing, and we were crying on the floor, laughing, and as I did a lot of my family. But this was a one time, and it was like 2 weeks after that he left in the divorce, and so I kind of associated, family dinner time as being very somber and very, don't spill your milk, Kelly, or you'll get spanked. I'm sure it wasn't that of my, to be just to my parents, they would say, no, we weren't spanking you for spilling your milk. You're spanking because we told you, goofing off, you'll spill your milk, and spill my milk, and and everybody dives to put their napkins into the milk before it hits the leaf of the table, because the table had like these leaves in it, that made it bigger, and if the milk hit one of those leaves, then it would go down into the particle board, and oh my gosh, it's gonna smell and be a bad thing, and now things are even more important than me. So what else in family was my upbringing? I just, Christmas time we celebrate Christmas, and it was all about the gifts and stuff, and of course baby Jesus and all that. But I remember opening gifts, and it was all about the gifts for me growing up. And if I needed a pair of socks or something, it was in a gift. Just how many gifts we can get under the tree. It's a good Christmas. And I carried that forward into my family as well. And my son was like not too wild about it toward the end, and I've learned a lot from him about it's not about the gifts. We always said that, but now I practice it. It's about family, it's about gathering, it's about community, it's about being me and being together with other beings that are being them, and just being. It's even yesterday, I was out with Tomoko, and we're running a few errands, and just all this energy out there, people running around and doing all this stuff, and traffic and all, and it's like, there's another name for traffic, and it's people. These are humans, human beings, human doings, and it just felt really good yesterday to stop and say, hey, we can run this other tomorrow, and let's watch the sun, go to the beach, and it's really, really nice. It's very peaceful and calm and very nourishing for both of us. Yeah, it was nice. Yeah. But when we opened gifts growing up, it was a thing. Christmas Eve was our big gift thing. And then Christmas morning we get up and go get stockings, they'd be full of like oranges and walnuts and apples and things like that. And some gift, my brother would get a train set, or I'd get some kind of a something, and yeah. But when we open our gifts, Christmas Eve, everybody, if grandparents are in town usually, or we're there sometimes, or something like that. We never had friends over, anybody else that wasn't outside of our little family. Yeah. But we would take turns one at a time, and each person would open their gift. And well, actually, we had to do cards first, because that's kind of like acting like, okay, yeah, the cards were the meaning behind, and I just tear through my cards so I get to the gifts. But we take one at a time. We all take turns, whatever. Maybe, skip adults here and there, because kids have more gifts usually. And yeah, and what I remember about that was it was almost like circling, like my family's paying attention to me. They're listening to me. They're watching me. I have their attention. And that's really the gift that I wanted and I still desire from family, is just to be with me. And that's the gift that I offer them and you as family, just to be, there's presents, we call them presents, right? And yeah, it was cool. And so, we take turns one at a time, and then, come back around again. And I usually took quite a while doing it, because it was, I'm young and I had an audience, so I'm going to keep talking and all that kind of stuff. So those are some good memories. I had all kinds of good memories growing up, family. And my dad said once, he said, Kelly, we were closer when we had the least, because my parents, they really strived to, have stuff and money and all that, and did their thing. They both did their things, and separately and together later. And then I carried that in my life. Things were really important, and money and all that pursuit of it. And then I achieved what I achieved, and then I was kind of over it, and now it's finding, ground of, where's the balance and all that in the society. So the presence and the being is what I offer you. And that's really the first gift that I receive from you. So just watching this video, we're exchanging the presence and the beingness through technology online. So I'm enjoying this family experience and this gift exchange. And I thought it'd be cool to, post this on Christmas Day, because, for me, family, my most intimate, closest family times were around that holiday. And I think it's because of the taking the turns of presencing each other, and and they would all hold their presents, and we'd open one at a time, and so that's what I am doing now, is I'm exchanging this presence and opening to you. Thank you for watching, and I have to check the list what the next topic is. This is going to be first Sunday in January, so we'll probably go ahead and move to the first Sunday in February, because this one's a week early. And yeah, Church of the Sacrament and the Euangelion. Much love, family.